everyone. Again, this is Antonio. And in this video, we want to talk about how we're going to create a dog niche based dropshipping WordPress store. Now, many of you have watched my last video, how we created a dropshipping store, but we used the Ali Dropship plugin. But in this video, we're going to take a different method in the process of creating our store. So without further ado, let's talk about all of the aspects of what we're going to need to bring our store to life. All right, items you will need for your doggy store. Of course, I'm using a dog niche for this store, and some people when they get started, they use one product stores, they use general stores, or they use niche stores. However you want to start your dropshipping journey is solely up to you. So first of all, let's talk about the aspects of what we're going to need. We're going to need a domain name, website hosting, an SSL certificate. We're going to need a theme, elemental plugins, that should have been an S. We're going to need WooCommerce, the free Ezusy account, and we're going to need an AliExpress account. Some of these aspects is definitely what we're going to need to get started. Maybe you already have some of these aspects, but if you don't have some of these tools, I'm going to definitely show you how to go about get some of these tools. I'm going to show you the AliExpress niche that we're in. We're going to talk about some of the dog products. How are we going to scale this business? The Ezusy do have free component to their account system, and so you're definitely going to need some aspects. But without further ado, let's start building our store. Okay, so like I said before, if you read and took notes from my list that I put up, you're definitely going to need a logo design. So for me, I know that there are cheaper places to buy a .com from. Of course they are, but I have been using this subsidiary for like 8 to 9 years. This is a subsidiary of GoDaddy. So all of my domain names are purchased from this platform. As a matter of fact, most of my clients receive their domains when I build websites for them as well. I purchase them through this platform. So for me, because I am building a website solely around the dog niche, I had to find a name that would work for this niche. So on yesterday, I purchased a domain name called Your Doggy Needs. Now, a lot of other .coms, and I know this is off subject, were just a little too expensive. So if you ever type in, like, for example, dogs.com, and if you're in the pet niche, you will quickly find out that some .coms cost a lot of money. So you need to be mindful when you start diving to this arena of pets that some .coms cost a lot of money. As a matter of fact, dogs.com, there's not even a website using that .com, but the person that's selling it is selling it for quite a few bucks. So when you scroll down this list, for example, dogs.shop is $10,000, and it costs $10,000 to renew. So it's not just $10,000. So every year you renew, you're gonna be renewing for $10,000. So I wonder how much Amazon and Google and Yahoo, how much are they paying to renew their .com? Because I'm quite sure it costs a lot of money. So like if you wanted to brand your company around one of these .coms, you're going to pay every year a top dollar to renew. Dogs.tv, this is $3,000 and it's $45 a year to renew. So they're on like the lower end. So that's just something to think about when you are in the business of purchasing your .com. But for me, I went ahead and purchased Your Doggy Needs, And when I purchase your doggy needs, that's my .com for a year, and it's going to cost me what $13-14 to renew each year. But that's just something to think about when you're diving into this arena of websites. If you lose a website and somebody scoop it, of a .com, and somebody scoop in and take it, you could be paying out a lot of money. All right, now after you purchase your .com, you're going to need website hosting. And one good website host that I have been using since 2012 is, and I know that there are places like SiteGround and GoDaddy. You have Bluehost. You have tons of different places to purchase your hosting from. But for me, I have been using HostGator, and the clients that host through me are using HostGator. And I just like HostGator because if I have a dilemma with any of my sites, if I need any questions or any of that magnitude, I can go to HostGator and I can get in contact with them, and they will help me, right away. So I don't use WordPress hosting. It's a limited platform, and it costs more money. I would use some kind of shared hosting. So let's look at some hosting plans. And one of the top plans is the baby plan. And you can host multiple websites. When they say unlimited websites, that's BS. It's nothing unlimited, but you can host quite a few websites on that platform and be okay. But don't read the hype when they say unlimited websites, because that's totally not true. All right, now let's talk about setting up, and let's click out this .coms. I was just showing you that, and I already bought the domain name. I was just showing you that step is something that you would have to do. Let's click out of here. Now, if you purchase a website plan with HostGator, they're going to give you something called a WHM. And the WHM is how you control, it's like your motherboard, how you control every aspect of your website, of hosting your website, from your emails, your database. There's a lot of stuff that you would need. So the first thing you would do, you will come down and you will create a package. And when you create that package, add a package here. Let's just go do a test run quickly, because I already went through this step. I just showing you something that you would need. You'll create the package name. You'll come in, you'll create your disk quota and your monthly bandwidth. That's what you would do. After you create those aspects, then you will come up top, and where it says account functions, you'll come here, and then you will create an account. You'll create an account here, and over time I've created tons and tons of packages. Some of them I probably need to go through and delete. You'll put your domain name here. So that's just for your doggy needs. Even although I already created it, you'll create a username. You'll put in your password. They'll tell you the strength of this password, and this is how you get back and forth to your cPanel. Remember that package you created. This is the package that you will come through, and I created a package called Doggy. And if you purchase a .com, this is the step where you will go in and you will change the DNS, and which will point over to your website plan. But all of these aspects have been created. So the next thing you would do, all right, let's go into list accounts, and let's go and find our account here. And we're going to go inside of our cPanel. And inside of the cPanel, this is what we're going to have to do. You go inside of your cPanel. That's where your file manager is. This is how you control a lot of aspect of your website. Back here in your cPanel. I know for some this may look scary and that you don't know what's going on, but this is the hot box where you will come back in the back end and you will do a quick install so you can install the WordPress platform. You'll come in the back, you'll create your quick install, you'll hit install WordPress, or you can install Drupal. But I haven't seen much on doing drop shipping with Drupal. Definitely, I have seen quite a bit of content with Joomla. I haven't seen much with that as well. All right, so now once you create all of those two aspects, next thing you will do, we will go into our dashboard. So let's click out of here. Now, when you create your dashboard, it's a number of things that you need to do back here. The first thing you need to do is come in and go to themes. And we're going to download, which I already did for the sake of this video. You're going to download Ocean WP. That's a free theme. Be mindful when you purchase a theme through WordPress. Some themes cost quite a bit of, quite a bit of bucks. But it is sometimes where you pick Astra, or you could pick a theme called Ocean WP. And in this case, what we're going to use is Ocean WP. You go and you download this theme. Like I said, this is a free theme. All right, now. All right, so it's a Ocean Extra. This theme requires the following plugin. So we're going to go ahead and install the Ocean Extra. And then I'm going to show you the next plugins that you would need to make everything a success. And as you see, once I hit install, install, the plugin activated successfully. And that's what we was looking for. Now that is done, let's go over to plugins and let's look at all of the plugins that we would need to get this rocking and rolling. So let's go to plugins. All right, so I'm not going to use the setup wizard because we're going to build this site from scratch by using the following. This is what you're going to need. So let's go back into plugins. Let's go to installed, and let's look at the plugins that we that was already downloaded. So let's look. Number one, you're going to need Elementor, right? Elementor is free. Okay, but Elementor in some aspects is limited. So I went ahead, and because I'm already a subscriber with Elementor Pro, I purchased this yearly. And if you need Elementor Pro, I got a link in the description where you can sign up through Elementor Pro directly through me. And it's definitely a powerful tool where you can build a very professional website, which you're going to see. We're going to build our website by using Elementor Pro. And we're going to take pictures directly from, and you'll see some of the pictures that we're going to take from AliExpress. And we're going to remove the background from these pictures, which I already pre-did, like prepping. I already pre-did some of these steps. But I'm going to show you a tool that you'll be able to afford and where you can remove the background from a picture easily. All right, so you're going to need Elementor Pro. We're going to download WooCommerce. We're going to download essential add-ons for Elementor. And we're going to download Woo Elements. We'll need those aspects. So let's go ahead and let's go add new. and we're going to download WooCommerce. All right, let's download WooCommerce. All right, that's it. All right, let's see what happens. All right, let's install WooCommerce, and as you see, 5+ million people use WooCommerce. And what they like about WooCommerce is some aspects of WooCommerce is definitely free. Of course, there are plugins that you will have to pay for. If you use Shopify, which I'm not dead against Shopify, but Shopify, what I don't like about it is you don't totally own Shopify when you sign up with Shopify. That's when you sign up with them, you don't totally own that product. And by not owning that product, what happens is if Shopify deems that you are doing something wrong, they can shut you down. Now, let's see here. Let me try this again. All right. Why I keep saying Michigan? I'm not in Michigan. I'm in Georgia. I don't get that. But I'm definitely not in Michigan. Sorry about this. It's just trying to put me in Michigan, and the address is definitely Georgia. Okay, now. All right. So I'm just setting up this quickly, and it went back to freaking Michigan for whatever reasoning. So I'm going to have to go back in fashion, apparel, accessories, electronics, education. So let's go fashion, apparel, and accessories. And let's hit continue. And we selling physical products. All right, so we're going to have 100. All right, so we just setting this up quickly, and then I'm gonna have to go back in and change the address back to Georgia because I'm not sure why they're saying Michigan. All right, so once we get past this step, and then we'll go in and sign up for the Ezusy plugin. All right, so we're not ready for that. Let's go into settings. Yeah, I'm not sure why they're still going back to Michigan. That's just silly. That's a glitch. And if it go back to Michigan this time, I'm not going to worry about it. All right, so let me just save this and let me keep going. And let's sign up for the Ezusy plugin, and then we need to download and set up a couple of extensions before we can start building our website. All right, now we just at least got the settings aspect of the site. We're going to have to go through and set up the shipping later on, and we got to set up just different things we're going to have to add to the store. So for now, let's go ahead and set up, and I missed a step. You make sure that you have an SSL certificate, and that's one good thing about HostGator. Every site that's hosted on the platform get an SSL certificate. So let me show you that really quick, and let me speed up the video. All right, so to get your SL certificate, because if you got an e-commerce store and you don't have this lock on your store, people are not going to purchase from that store because it's going to be deemed untrustworthy. All right, so let's go to install plugins so I can show you the plugin that I use to activate my SSL certificate, and I apologize that I missed that step. All right, let's go ahead and update my Elementor Pro. But you're definitely going to have to use really simple SSL. That is really important to activate the SSL certificate. Many years ago, when I first started using the platform, used to have to renew your SSL certificate every year. But now it comes with the platform. I don't think it still comes with GoDaddy doesn't offer that. So be mindful. All right, so let's go to the Ezusy plugin. All right, so let's go and click here. All right, see the Ezusy automate your WooCommerce AliExpress. So let's click here, and we're gonna go ahead and create our account right now. All right, so we're gonna register and create an account. Are you a drop shipper? This app is for you. All right, so they got 4 different plans, and the first plan is free, and that plan includes 150 or less products, number AliExpress auto fulfillment 50, free download Chrome plugin, products to WooCommerce, product customization, pricing automation, sales report, variations, images, edit, blase blase. So for this video, we're going to start out with the free version. So let's go and sign in. We'll sign up rather. All right. So now we're going to pick a username. And then we're going to pick a password. And now I'll change this password by the time this video is published. All right. Let's confirm my plugin. All right. So for the sake of this video, I created an email. And then now I want to confirm my email. Now I need to click I'm not a robot. And then I need to submit and confirm. Be mindful when you create a business, when you're creating that business, you need to have a business email account for people to take you serious. Is there anything wrong with a Gmail account? Absolutely not. But a lot of scams are going on. People may feel more comfortable if they see that you got an email account that's connected to your business. Now, all right, this is what it says. Thank you for your membership to Ezusy. Automate your WooCommerce AliExpress dropshipping business. Your free membership is now active. Below are details about your membership account. A welcome email has been sent to your support at yourdoggyneeds.com. And let's use the Ezusy platform. Now it says your Ezusy account is not connected to your store. All right, so let's go to settings. Let's go to general. Let's go back to our website. Let's copy everything here. Let's go back over here, hit enter. And I need to get my consumer key. Now, I'm assuming I get my consumer key from an email. And let's go over here and get that. So I need to log into my email. And I'm going to come down here where it says email accounts. All right, and I'm going to check my email. All right, now let's click on here. All right, so now I need to predetermine. Okay. All right, after you add your URL, click here and say connect store. And now it's connecting the store together. Okay, so as you see, it brought us back to WooCommerce because it was important that we set up the WooCommerce first for the Ezusy plugin to, the Ezusy app to work. And let's click approve. All right, now that happened, it automatically added in the consumer key and the consumer secret. And let's click save changes. Now that the changes has been saved, now my Ezusy account and my WooCommerce account are now connected. All right, and I think we can get out of the email for now because we don't need that for now. Let's see. All right, so let's get out of here. Now we're going to need a Chrome extension. We're going to need the Ezusy Chrome extension, and let's go there. So type in the Ezusy Chrome extension and click here because this is important. All right. Import AliExpress products to WooCommerce. All right, now we're going to click add to Chrome, add extension. All right, now the import AliExpress products to WooCommerce has been added to Chrome. Use this extension by clicking on the icon. All right, now we want that icon to show. So what we're going to do is find our Chrome extension, and we're going to put a blue check by it. And this is it. All right, now that Chrome has been connected, let's just make sure everything is fine. Now, also another Chrome extension that you would need, and I already downloaded that Chrome extension, and that Chrome extension is, and let's go to it now, OllySave. Let's find that Chrome extension, OllySave extension. And for me, I already have that Chrome extension, but this is a good extension to download. And of course, there are others where you could download images and videos for your platform. But for the sake of this video, let's keep going. I already downloaded that, and if you see this green little tab, that is for the OllySave. All right, so let's get out of here. We don't need this right now. We don't need this. Our store is now saved. All right, so the first thing we want to do is we want to start building out our store. So, of course, like I just said at the start of this video, we are in the dog niche. So I wanted to find some products, and I found three products that's going to work really, really well for my homepage, because I already have my logo created. So for the sake of this video, I do have a logo, and let me just show you here. That's the logo that I had created for this store, Your Doggy Needs. Now, there are other ways for you to create your logo. If you have Adobe Illustrator, you can use that to create your logo. If you have Adobe Photoshop, you possibly can create a logo in there. You can go to Canva to create your logo. And also, I have a link in the description, because I do have a Fiverr affiliate program account. If you want to join Fiverr through my affiliate program account, like I said, that link will be in the description. How you can go in through Fiverr, you can find someone, just say in general, to create you a logo design. All right, so you can come in here and find some people to create your logo. It's probably as little as $5. So you want to make sure that you find in the right place to utilize their services, and there are very good artists on Fiverr to utilize to create your that logo. So I also have a link in the description if you need somebody to to do your photos. Definitely Photoshop is a good way to do your photos. But you can also use this, and I have this link in the description. You can use remove.bg. Some people love this platform. I use it often because when you run in a marketing studio, you definitely need somebody to have high quality pictures, to remove backgrounds from your pictures right away. And you'll see the quality of the photos that I'm about to use once we start building out the site. Another thing that you need to be mindful of are the color swatches that the color swatches for your site. I think it's color.co. Let's see. Is this it? No, this is not it. Okay, hold on. Let me see. You want to have a color swatch generator. And I'm just showing you this because this is imperative when it comes down to branding. This is what it is. This is the, I just left off of O. It's colors, coolers.co, where you can go ahead and generate a color palette. Even though I already started with my color palette that I'm going to use for my store, this is definitely important. If this is something that you want to pick great colors for your store, it's free. You can utilize this where you can come in here and start generating colors for your store. So now that I done plugged everything that you're going to need for our pictures, as far as you might need a logo, you can use Canva, Photoshop, you can use Illustrator, you can use some a seller off of Fiverr. You can use any way you want to. I had this logo created for me many years ago, and so I'm gonna go ahead and use it for this store as is. All right, now let's start building our store. So building your store, a lot of times what I do is I have multiple tabs open because I always want to monitor the progress of my my progression. So when you get a site by using the Ocean WP, it's actually going to have a sidebar. You're going to have a sidebar. You're going to have a lot of things that's going to make your site look unprofessional. And I apologize, I jumped the gun. I already removed that aspects off the site, but the site is going to be bare. But with Elementor, you can build your site easy with no repercussions. So the first thing that you want to do is come in the back end, and let's go down to pages because you want to build a page. The difference between page and post is when you are blogging. Let's remember that when WordPress first started, it was the #1 blog website at the time. Now, because of e-commerce and the aspect and the impact of e-commerce, WordPress have introduced e-commerce with the likeness of WooCommerce. And that's what turns a WordPress blog site into e-commerce. Now, the difference is with Shopify, Shopify is basically an e-commerce platform. And that's why they took the world by storm, is because it's e-commerce based. So those are the difference. So when you're getting started with WordPress, the #1 thing that you want to do is you want to go ahead and create a home page. And when you create the home page, you need to go down to settings, go down to reading, and you want to your home page displays. You want to click here, a static page, and you want to make sure that it says home, because that is the page that's showing here. Now, for now, this is all to see, but we are going to take this site from this to a magnificent looking site when we all said and done. Now, that has been done. Let's go up the pages, and I want to show you something before we dive into and start building out the site. And I know I may be rambly, but I need to explain everything because I don't want you second guessing and saying he missed a step or I'm not getting what he's saying. And while this is loading, make sure when you setting up your cPanel, do not use the username admin. That just popped into my head. Sometimes when things pop in your head, you just got to say what's on your mind. Do not use do not use admin as your username. That is the #1 way to get hacked with WordPress, because WordPress is the #1 content management system, but it's also the #1 hacked website because people use simple passwords or they use admin as their username. So now that we have Elementor and Elementor Pro set up on this website, let's click Edit with Elementor. And now you might look at the site and say, oh, it's bland, nothing is there. Don't worry. We're going to knock this out. And before you know it, you're going to have a masterpiece on your hands. And of course, I did go by and I prepped a lot of things. So let's talk about the 3 products that we're going to have on our home page before we start building. So the good thing about this pooper scooper, and what I liked about this pooper scooper here is, and let me show you here why I want to use this product. First of all, over 2,000 people purchased this product. One of the downfalls of drop shipping is it takes too long for products to get to people. So I noticed that by shipping it from the United States, they have it where this product will get to your client within 4 to 7 days. And I thought, oh man, that's a no-brainer to utilize this product on your site. So also, when you download that Ali Dropship plugin, you see these 3 arrows. And what those 3 arrows mean is you can download these pictures here. Now, if you wanted to download a video, that's not a problem either. Let me show you that quickly. You can right click on the picture, go to inspect, and when you go to inspect, right above inspect where it says video wrap, hit that down arrow. Next, you can right click on this video. Not right click, you can double click on the video. Let's see. Okay, let's get this right. All right, now when you double click on this video, it's going to open up, and when it opens up, you can download that video as an MP4. So it's really easy to save videos off of AliExpress, but right now we're not into that, so let's exit out of that, because I'm not, I don't want that video right now. But what I already did, I took the liberty to download these pictures, and I already cut out these pictures by using remove. And if I wanted to import this item, you see that Ezusy plugin extension is right here. So if I wanted to, I can drag this product directly into my website. But that's not what we want to do. I just want to show you the products that we are going to use for it. And this Pooper Scooper is pretty cool. Also, okay. The next product that we're going to use is a hammock, a backseat hammock. And the third product we're going to use is, let's see, because I got everything open here. Let me show you the pictures that we're going to use. A car hammock. And I thought it was pretty cool for this K9 cosplay. It's a police K9 unit vest, but it's only cosplay. Nothing too serious. So those are the 3 products that we're going to use for our home page. I already took the liberty for my color swatches. I have the colors that we're going to use, and I took those colors directly from my logo, which was black, yellow, and brown. All right, so without further ado, let's go ahead and let's start building out our store. And then we're going to, after we build out our home page, we're going to start importing products into our store so I can show you how that looks. So this is going to be a pretty lengthy video, but just bear with me. I'm showing you how to build your site. It's not in 100% in particular order, but let's talk about how we're going to build out our site. All right, now here, when you see this site is plain, and for some people, it may actually drive them crazy, and they might say, I don't know what to do. But no problem. As you see in my thumbnail, you see how I took this site from nothing and I turned it into a masterpiece. So the first thing we're going to do is click this plus button, and we're going to bring in the 2 column structure. Now, you see that for now, it's nothing here. All right, so we're going to click on these 6 dots. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put color here. All right, so where it says background type, click here. And where it says color, you see it says none. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn this color to brown. All right, now, I know you might be like, why is he using brown? Because when it comes down to branding, you want to have your logo, some of the items that you have, the colors that you're using on your site to match. And that's what we are doing. So for here, we're going to Elementor is mainly a drag and drop situation. So in this first one here, we're going to drag this in. All right. Now let's find our picture, because I believe I dragged in our first picture already. And as you see, it's already there because I already removed the background. And what removed, do you see how crystal clear this this product is? It looks pretty cool. Now, the next thing we want to do is we want to drag in a spacer. And let's drag that in there. All right, now, the next thing we want to do is hit these buttons again, because now we want to drag in a header. All right, now, for here, I want to take down, I think I want to take it to, let's say, 100. No, hold up. All right, let's see. I want to bring this down to, let's say, 30. Now, I do not want the colors here to be blue. That's not what I want. But let's bring in our content first, the words we want to say. And I already pre-prepped a lot of the words that we're going to say, so we can speed up the process on certain aspects of the site itself. And I'll tell you the name of the fonts that we're using. So what we're going to put here is never leave home without your foldable pooper scooper. And that's the words we want to, if this site cooperates. Shouldn't take this long. Come on, baby. All right, here we go. All right, now let's go back in and let's put this here. All right, now what we want to do is I want to make this 1, and I want to make the size large. I want the words to be white. Okay, that looks good. Never leave home without your foldable pooper scooper. All right, next we want to hit these buttons, the 9 buttons, and we want to bring in a section. All right, one moment. Let's try that again. Let's bring in a section. All right, now in this section, what we want to do is we want to put 2 buttons here. All right, so we're going to hit these 9 buttons again. And the first thing we want to do is drag in our button. And then we want to bring in another button. Let's delete that. All right, let's bring in the button that we want. Here we go. Now, when you see that the buttons are not touching, it looks funky. Of course, we're going to change the colors. But what you want to do is click on the word justified. And then you come over here and you click on this word justified. Bam. All right, now what we want to do is, because we are dealing with branding, we're going to make this button here, I'm going to make this button black. And to do that, you come to style. And the code for black is 06 times. Okay. Now, I'm going to make this button yellow. And remember, I already had my swatches pre-done. Okay. And we want to go to style. All right, now I want the words of this button to be yellow. And I want the text of this word to be black. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Now this button will say buy now. And this one would say learn more. Okay, now what font do I want here? All right, what size? Is this a good size? Medium, large? Yeah, well, let's deal with small. All right, now we could change the font type. And the font type I want to use on this is going to be Poppins. Let's see how that looks. All right, let me try one more font type. Let me try Archivo Black. Let's see how that looks. Okay, I like Archivo Black, and I'm going to do that same font here. All right, so now all right, so make sure you always hit update when you're going through your site. Now, let's go back to the dots here and type in the words icon. All right, so the first thing we want to do is bring in 3 icons. 3 boxes. I'm sorry. All right, you know what? Let me hit the button here. And what I want to do first is I want to bring in a spacer. All right, let me see something here. All right, let me bring in a spacer. Okay. Let's just make this 10. And a lot of times when you're building a site, sometimes it's trial and error. All right, so here what we want to do is we want to bring in 3 icons so we can bring some more words to the site. All right, so let's click on these dots. Let's click on icons. I think what we want is icon box. Is this what we need? Yeah, exactly. All right, now let's put icon boxes on all of these. And to do that, all you got to do is duplicate it. All right, so just duplicate the layer and then you drag it over where you want it to be. All right, so the first thing we want to do is we want to find an icon that's going to work from here. So, of course, I want to change the color. I want these colors to be yellow. All right, so you always remember your swatches. Okay. All right. All right, now, I don't know why these colors are blue, but we're going to get them colors changed as well. So the first thing we want to do here is let's find some good icons that's going to work. All right, so for this one, I want this to be some kind of icon dealing with shipping. And let's hit insert. For this one, I want it to be an icon dealing with a dog. And for this one, and you got to be mindful when you're dealing with Elementor, because it's drag and drop, you can do any simple thing and it definitely will make it seem like you made mistakes. All you got to do is hit Control Z to undo what you have done. All right, so let's see if they got anything dealing with satisfaction. All right, so satisfaction a lot of times deal with a check. All right, so right here, let's deal with the, all right, so let's see what words we have here. All right, let's reload it. All right, now let's come in here and let's bring in some words that's gonna mean something. Make sure you checking for all grammatical errors, and because your consumers is definitely going to look for it. All right. All right, a personal connection. All right. Come on, man. There we go. Your pet needs. All right, and the following is shipping. All right, now let's hit save. So on this one, what we're going to do is bring in a 2. Well, first of all, we're going to bring in 1 because we want to put in another spacer. So let's make this 10. Now let's bring in a 2 panel structure. And what we're going to do is we're going to put the picture on this side this time. And next, we're going to bring in our spacer, another spacer. Okay. And we're going to bring in our header. All right. Now, already, like I said again, oh yeah, I missed a step. I didn't change the color. And when you're building out your website, you want to stick consistent to your colors. Now I know y'all might question why using brown and yellow, but once I'm done and I put the logo on there, this site is going to look great. All right, now let's change our color. All right, so the number one thing is I definitely want to change these colors. So we're going to change our color palette to a lot of things on this website. So for here, let's go ahead and bring in our next product. And this product we want to bring in will be the dog hammock. No, it won't be that one. All right. All right, now I don't even know what this is, but let's go and delete it because we don't need it. And let's insert this, and that looks good. All right, now let's come up here and let's bring in our waterproof backseat dog hammock. All right, so I'm going to bring that 1. Let's change the color to white. Okay. All right, let's bring this down to 30. All right, perfect. Now, I skipped a step here. I just thought about it. I had some more words I need to add to here. So let me add these words in. All right, so let's bring in here. And let's bring in our other words we're supposed to put here. And that's one thing about building a website. You may skip some steps. All right, let's turn this to white. Perfect. All right, let's come down here. Now, let's bring in our buttons. All right, so just like up top, we're going to put our buy now button, and as well as we'll put a learn more button. All right, now let's do that now. And as you see, this site is looking great. Of course, I'm gonna change these colors to some more defined site colors, but we're rocking and rolling. All right, let's put this here. And let's put a button here. All right, so we want to justify that button. Then we want to come here and justify the button. So the first thing we want to do is we want to be consistent. Let's turn that black and yellow. All right, let's come here. Let's turn this button to, let's make sure we're being consistent, black. All right, and I'm gonna go down here and get my color swatch, which will be yellow. Okay. All right, we're gonna change this, and this button here is gonna be yellow, and the words will be black. All right, now let's come over here and click Learn More. And of course, we're going to change that font. And the typography, I think I use Poppins, I believe. No, I use Archivo Black. And right here, this is going to be Buy Now. All right, looking good. Now, let's bring in our words here, because I want to bring in my words. So let's turn this to white. And let's make this H3. And let's bring in my words. Our waterproof hammocks are made to keep your dog comfortable and your back seat safe. All right, now let's hit update. All right, we're making headway here. Let's bring in another product, but first we're going to bring in our divider. So you bring in that one structure, you click your 9 dots, and you bring in not the divider spacer. You want to click VW and make this 10. Let's make sure. Where is it? Yeah, let's make this 10. Now, let's bring in another 2 panel. And this time, let's make this brown again. Let me go to my color swatches. And this time, we're going to bring in our vest. Our K9 vest. All right. Now we're gonna bring in our image on this side. This time, let's bring in our image, and let's bring in our vest. And remember, you need high quality pictures. You can use remove background, but if it's inefficient for you, you could definitely use the link below and use, if you don't have Photoshop, you can use the link below and find someone on Fiverr to get it done for you. But to build your website, you definitely want a high quality, you definitely want high quality pictures. And for me, I use remove to remove all my backgrounds because I wanted this to be time efficient, and I didn't want to deal with spend the time dealing with Photoshop, because of course Photoshop can get the job done. It just takes time. All right, let's bring in our spacer. All right, so let's make that 10. All right, let's click our 9 dots and let's bring in our heading. All right, let's change our color. Now, let's go back to content. And remember, folks, when you're doing your website, have some stuff prepped. Because if you don't, it's going to take you even longer. Like this video may be pretty, a pretty long video, but if you don't take your time and prep some of the stuff in advance and just say, oh, I got to get it done, you're going to get frustrated with yourself because it's never going to get done. I'm just being honest. All right, so let's bring this down to 30. Now, let's bring in our buttons. All right, and it's coming out great. And this is going to be a full-fledged store. This is going to be a full-fledged store, but we want to make sure everything is copacetic. And I'm going to see if I can center this because it's not a lot of words. All right, so let's get our buttons together. So the first button will be black and yellow. So let me get my yellow swatch. All right, and let's come over here. Let's go and change our font to our Chavo black. And now let's change the color. All right, now with this one, let's go to make it learn more. All right, so let's make this one yellow, and let's make this black. Make sure you have that consistency on your site. Okay, that's not the right font, so let's turn this to our Chavo. All right, perfect. Now, let's come in and bring our words here. All right. Now look at that. That looks good. Now make sure you hit save. All right. Now, when I bring in my logo of the site, then I'm going to hit preview because I want to see how the site is progressing. All right. So to bring in your logo, and I'm going to leave this here. Let's go in the back end. Because some websites have an actual theme build, not a theme builder, but they have like a theme options tab where you can go in and you can make certain changes. But typically when you deal with an Elementor platform, you need to go in the back end and deal in the customize area. And that's what we had now, so we can put in our logo. Don't worry, folks. We got a good. This is the goal, but the site is coming out great. And this is just the home page. We still got to do the footer, and then we have to build out our. You definitely want to have a contact us page, and you want to have an about us page, because if somebody coming to your site, and if you don't have a contact us page or those type elements, people might think that you're a little spammy there. So we don't need AliExpress for just a moment, and I'll bring it back in. So what you want to do is you want to go to, and we got to bring in a menu. I mean, so we got a good thing, good ways to go. But once you are done, you're definitely going to have a profitable store. All right, so now let's go ahead and add our logo to our website. Now, to add our logo, of course, I already uploaded the logo into the dashboard. I'm going to select the logo. And as you see, my logo doesn't crop to the natural size that it wants my logo to be. So I'm just going to click on skip cropping. And then I'm going to add the logo into the retainer. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to click publish. And as you see, the logo is here. Now above the logo, you see where it says place your content here. So we want to add some information into that area. So we're going to click backwards, and then we're going to go where it says top bar. For top bar, we're going to click on general, and we want to show this on the top bar full width, and I want the top bar to show on all devices, left content right. So we want our top bar to be centered. All right, now we're going to click back, and we're going to go to content, and then we're going to change the colors of the top bar next. All right, template. All right, so here we're going to say use coupon code doggy10 for 10% off all items. And I may revamp this information later. So use coupon code doggy10 for 10% off. Let me put 10% off all items. Now, that's there. Let's go back into social. And I want to uncheck enable social. All right, next, I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back in general. And my background color, I want that to be yellow. And if you ask where did I get the yellow from, the yellow comes actually from the collar of my dog. So those are part of the branding colors. Now, the text color, I want that to be black. All right. Okay. Now, I may go and bold up the font type that's up top. When I go through the whole site and I start changing up the font and things like that, the site will definitely look a lot more different. So for now, those are two areas that I'm happy for. All right, so I'm going to click publish. And now what we're going to do is we're going to start building out our About Us page, our Contact Us page. Then we're going to build out our shopping cart. So we still got a little distance to go on this actual website, but it's coming along great. And when we build out our shopping cart, of course, we're going to go back to AliExpress. We're going to find these same 3 products, and then we're going to add these products to our shop page. So just bear with us as we keep making everything beautiful. Now that we are taking a look at the home page of the site, we're going to go in, we're going to change some of the color palettes of the site, as far as, like, for example, this blue I don't want there. But let's start building out some of the pages. To ensure that you're having a great looking website, you need to make sure, not just a great looking website, that you don't come off as spammy. You need to make sure that you have an About Us page, you have a facts page, you want to make sure that you have a privacy policy page, a terms and condition. Also, we're going to have to build out our shopping cart. So we're going to go back to AliExpress later on in this video, and we're going to import at least one product so you can see how the shop page will look. All right, so let's go in and let's build out our About Us page. All right, so the first thing that we want to do is we want to come over here to back to dashboard. All right, we want to come down to pages because we're going to build out our main menu, then we're going to build out our footer menu as well. All right. So let's add new. Sorry that it's taking so long. All right, now that we're on this page, one of the first things that we need to do is we need to add a title on this page. And of course, the title that we're going to add is About Us. And let's scroll down to the bottom where it says Default Template. Let's make this Elementor full width. And then next, let's hit Edit with Elementor. And also in this video, I have some pre-made text already constructed because, of course, I don't want this to be a 5-hour video, even though I know it's going to be over 2 hours. I just want to ensure that I am providing all of the information that you're going to need. And some of this information you can actually copy yourself. So the first thing we want to do is we want to click the plus button, and we want to click in the panel. Now we want to hit these dots up top, and let's drag in a banner. All right. Now I do want to say with this, with the plugin that I just used for this banner, because that is not a banner plugin automatically in Elementor Pro. I'm using Jets Element, the Jets Elemental plugin, and you can look in seeing if that's something that you want to purchase in the future for yourself. So the first thing we want to do is we want to go into our folder and we're going to drag in. Let's see. Let's drag in one of the pictures. Let's go in pictures. Let's go into banners. And let's drag in this picture here. All right. So in the alt text, for SEO purposes, let's make this your doggy needs, and let's do about us. And for the title, let's put the same thing. So because what we're doing is we're establishing keywords, and let's hit enter. All right, now you could go in and you can make this a full width picture, or you could come in and you could change the size of the picture. But for now, I'm gonna leave this picture full width. I think it's an amazing picture. It shows that a dog owner and the dog. It looks amazing in my opinion. Now, the next thing that we want to do is we want to come in and drag in another solid picture. We want to click on these dots, and then now we want to drag in a spacer. All right, so what I want to do is make this 10. All right, let's make this, let's see how 5 would look. All right, let's make this 5. Let's see how that's going to look. All right, now we want to come in, and now what we want to do is we want to bring in another, solid one, and we're going to bring in a header tab. And the header tab is simply going to say about us. All right, now I want my HTML tag to be 1. I want my size to be extra large. And for the style, let me see something here. I want my typography to actually be Archivo black. All right. And I want this to actually be, I want this to be brown. Because remember, I'm matching all of my color palettes onto the site. All right, now I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna come back and I'm actually want to bold. I want everything to be bold. Well, capital, not bold, but capital. All right, now let me hit the plus button again. And what I want to do is I want to bring in another single image. Another single structure. And now I'm bringing a text editor tab. Now, because I already have this text written, I'm gonna come in and I am going to copy this information, and I'm just going to bring everything in. All right, now let's make sure everything is lined up properly. Okay. All right, so let me bring this up to make it look more professional. And I want to make sure that when I come back, I want all my words to be black, because I don't want them to look gray. And I'm going to change the way the font looks actually also on this as well. All right, now let's come in and go to style. I want my words to be black. Okay. I want my content. No, well, let me go back. I was in the right place. I want my typography, and I want this to be Poppins. I like the font type Poppins. I use that for some clients from time to time. It just gives a professional feel, in my opinion. And I want to center all of the content here. All of my text I want centered. Now, at the bottom, what I want to do is I want to bring in, let's see here. Now I want to bring in 2 buttons. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this to brown, because I want to keep this consistent flow going through the site. So I'm going to go to my color palette, and I'm going to come in and make this brown here. All right, now I want to make one of these buttons to say shop now, and I want the other button to actually say contact us. Even though I don't have a contact us page set up yet, I'm just going with the flow, and I want to have a consistent flow where some people can contact me directly, or they can go directly to the shop now page. Those two are very important to me. So now what I want to do is I want to hit these buttons, and I want to drag in 2 buttons here. All right, and then I want to come back, and I want to drag in another button, and I'm gonna have this consistently throughout the site. And remember to hit the justify to keep your buttons big. So this first button, I want this to be black with yellow text, and the second one will be, of course, yellow with black text. So let's do this first. And the text is going to be shop now. All right, now let's change the colors of these buttons. All right, so I'm gonna make this black. And let's make the typography. I want Archivo. Okay, now, let's change the color of the text while we're here. And I want to keep the consistency with the branding all the way throughout the site. All right, this button is going to be yellow with black text. And of course, we got to turn the font that says, let's make this black. Okay, let's go to the typography and make it Archivo, black. And let's go back to the content, and let's make this contact us. And later on in the video, what I'm going to do is I'm gonna come behind myself, and I will make sure that I make sure everything is lining up. Now, if you look directly, it's a green outline behind this video, and let's see if we can remove that outline. All right, let's go to style, and let's go scroll down, and for shadow, let's make the shadow, because we really don't want a shadow. All right, shadow box. All right, so in the shadow box, if you see, I just made it yellow to keep it consistent. And make sure whenever you make changes, you hit save. And let's go ahead and see how that page looks now. So all you got to do is click this eyeball and we can preview the page. All right. So of course we got our logo for now. We don't have any menu because we're still building out our pages. And the site is looking amazing so far. And we got to build out our footer. So we still got a good ways to go, but the site is looking great. If you don't want a big old picture here, that's, of course, you can make any changes you want to make on your website. I'm possibly going to come back through, and a lot of changes I possibly will make to the site. But so far, this About Us page is looking great, just like the home page. All right, now let's go back to our dashboard, and we can click out of that preview. Let's go to pages. And every website should have some kind of facts page. All right, so the first thing we want to do is click Add New. All right, so let's call this page Facts. Let's come down where it says default template. Let's make that Elementor full width. And let's come over here and say edit with Elementor. Sorry, my computer is going so slow here. All right, so now let's build out our facts page. So I'm gonna follow a similar pattern. First thing I want to do is bring in a whole structure, a single panel structure rather. I want to click these buttons, and then I want to do a search for banner. And then I'm going to drag in this banner as such. Now, I want to bring in a new picture for this page. And for this page, I want to bring in this picture here of the English cocker spaniel. All right, drag in this picture as such. And then I'm going to insert media. Oh, and I skipped the step. I was supposed to add content, but I can still go back and do that as such. The next thing I'm going to do is bring in another whole structure, a single panel structure rather. I'm going to hit these buttons here, and then I want to bring in All right, I want to bring in a, let's see what I want to bring in. Not a gallery. Okay. Okay, just bear with me. I think this is what I need right here. Let's see. All right, yeah. So I want to use this for the facts page. All right, so the first thing I want to do is I want to retitle the accordion, and I already have some text already filled out. So for the facts page, the first thing I want to do is I want to name this orders. All right, so I'm going to come in and retitle this for orders. All right, next, I want to bring in everything that I typed up for orders. Do I have to pay for custom charges on my orders? What if I have not received my order? How can I pay for my order? Is it safe to order online? Can I make changes to my order? What should I do if I receive an incorrect or faulty item? And can I exchange an item? So all of this information I want to drag in into that first accordion. Okay. All right. So the first thing I want to do is I want to replace the verbiage that's there. And I want to line up all of my font and make sure everything is bolded where it needs to be bolded. And I want to make sure that I'm changing the color. And make sure you go through and you spell check before you release. I'm not going to do that in this video, but let's make sure that you spell check everything that needs to be spell checked, so you're not coming off looking spammy or fraudish, because people are not going to patronize your business if you look like. So I encourage that you download Writing Pro Aid, or have somebody to go behind you, a lawyer or somebody, to proofread a lot of your information, because you want to be as legit as possible when you start racking in those sales, making 30 and 50 sales a day. You don't want to stop your business for something like grammatical issues. So download Grammarly, Writing Pro Aid, or something of that magnitude to make sure that your business is going correctly. All right. So everything is looking good so far. All right, now I want to come back through. Let's scroll up. Let's go to style. I want to change the color of the text. Let's go to content, and that color that says gray, let's make it black. Now automatically it pops out a lot more. Now I'm looking and I'm thinking that I want to center everything here. Let's go back over here. Let's see. All right, my title, I want my active color to be brown. I want to keep my color palette all the way through the site. All right. And the color, let's make it black. All right, so when it comes in, it's black. When you open it up, it's brown. Okay, now that's all the information on the orders. My next one that I'm going to do is okay, hold up. The alignment. Let's check on the alignment. Let's see. And the typography. I want the typography to be Poppins. All right. Make sure you keep a degree of and I'm increasing the size of my title so people can see that. And let's see. All right, now let's go ahead and bring in our next accordion. And the next one is going to say, let's see. All right, so the next one is delivery page. So let's bring that in. Okay, now let's bring in our content. And basically this is what it says. What are my delivery options? What countries do you deliver to? What currency? No, not currency, currently. And I'm telling you what countries we don't deliver to. How long does it take? Does delivery take? So you definitely want to provide this information. We're going to provide this information here on our facts page, but we also going to create a page called shipping and delivery, because you don't want people to, you want this information to be on your site multiple times. All right, now let's see. Let's drag this information up here. All right, let's bring this information up. All right, so this information we want to bring up some, but we want to put this information in bullet points to keep it looking professional. All right, and this information we want to bring up. All right, and let's bring this information up as well. Now let's look at what we just did, and like you see, it looks nice. All right, let's close this accordion here. All right, now we're going to duplicate this one. All right, and then we're going to change the name. All right, so this one will be called returns and refunds. Because you want people to know, if the item is faulty, how can I get my money back? You don't want to leave anyone guessing. So in this tab, we have what's your return policy, return center, and I put my office address. Do you offer free returns? How long does it take to process my return? How can I track the status of my return? So this information is needed, and I'm going to have this here, and I'm going to create an individual page with this same information. Because like I said, you don't want anyone guessing how they should receive their how should they receive their funding. All right, so let's go up and let's make sure everything is looking good. And before I ever release the site, I'll make sure that the site is looking good, and I have an editor to proofread, because the most embarrassing thing is that have someone to go through your website and it's looking tacky with grammatical errors and things that's out of whack. All right. Okay, so I'm going to put this information in bullet points here, just to make it look professional. And everything is flowing. Okay, this doesn't flow good, so I need to fix that. And let's fix this information here. All right, now, when you're done with your page, make sure you hit publish. All right, so these pages looks good. All right, now we're going to do the same thing that we did before. We're going to bring in our structure, our single structure, then we're going to put a spacer here. All right, bring in your spacer. And then we're going to click here, and we're probably going to just have this to be a 5 like we did before. Now we're going to bring in our double spacer because we want to have our contact us button, and we want to have shop now like we did before. So the first thing we want to do is come here, and let's make this brown like we have done previously. And we're going to keep that consistency. And when we are done, you're going to see the color flow of the site. Now, your color palette for your site, a lot, most likely would be different. A lot of people won't chance it with these type of colors, but because of my logo colors, I had to keep a color palette that's surrounded about, that's around my logo. I wanted to keep it a degree of consistency. All right, now. All right, I think I made a mistake here. All right, that's not what I wanted. I wanted the color to be here. This is where I wanted the color. I wasn't paying attention. I apologize. All right, now let's bring in our buttons. All right, let's bring in that button, and that's justified. And let's bring in this button. And this justified. All right, now let's get our colors going. So this color here, of course, is going to be black. All right, so the first one is buy now. Over here is contact us. All right, now let's go back to our color palette, and let's grab this yellow swatch. Let's come here, and the background color, of course, we want this to be black. Okay, that's the wrong one. Okay, I'm on the wrong one, so we want this one to be yellow. Since we already over here, let's make it yellow. All right, let's make the typography, let's make that Archivo. And the color, let's make black. All right, this button here, and I'm gonna make sure I come back through, and I put links all through the site to make sure it points to the place where we want it to point to. All right, so this button, of course, is going to be black. All right, and the color is yellow. All right, and let's click update, and let's preview the site. All right, So of course we got the logo. We still got to put our menu up top. That's what's missing up here, but we'll get to that. So on this page, you definitely get to see all of the information here. Orders, delivery page, returns and refunds, buy now, contact us, and of course we're going to have a footer here. So it's definitely looking like a site. Now you definitely can come in and you can add more information here. Matter of fact, I make this add one piece of information. All right, let's come here and let's put like a heading. All right, so the first thing I want to do is I want to make it H1, and I want to make this large, and then I want to make sure it says facts. Let's spell it the right way. All right, let's say our facts information. And what I'm going to do is I will center this information. I'm going to come into style, and I want to turn this information to brown. All right. Okay, so we want to hit update, and then next we want to preview this page just one more time. All right, so let's preview the page. Let's see how our page looks. All right, that's how our Cocker Spaniel here. He looks so nice. Our facts information, and then now you're giving your the clients that will patronize your store one day, you're giving them something to look at. Now we got to create our privacy policy. We have to create our terms and conditions. Now when you create when you download the WooCommerce plugin, it automatically generates a privacy policy on your behalf, but we're going to get rid of that. We're going to go to another platform, and we're going to generate our own privacy policy and terms and conditions. We got to create those pages. We're going to create pages for the information that we put in our facts page. Those are going to be individual pages as well. So let's keep going. Next, we want to create our contact us page. So the first thing we want to do is go in the back end. And we want to make sure if we have to plug in contact 7. If not, we need to create that button. we need to download that plugin. All right, let's go to pages. All right, and as you see, we don't have a contact us page. So let's go to in another tab. We're going to go and download the plugin. And the reason why I'm going about all these steps is you want your clients to have a degree of you want them to be comfortable when they come in and they patronize your store. So you need to have all of the information that you think that they want in your store. If you go in a big box store and that information is there, you want to make sure that information is on your store as well. So let's go back to dashboard, and here in the meantime we're going to create a contact us page. So it's like we working simultaneously back and forth. All right. I'm going to go in here. I'm going to go to plugins. Add new. Okay, so on this page, we want to call this Contact Us. All right, we want to come down and keep a consistent flow. We want to make sure that we have Elementor full width, and then we want to go in and click Edit with Elementor. Now over here, we want to download Contact Us 7 or Contact Form 7. I believe that's what it is. All right, Contact Form 7. As you see, 5 million plus people are utilizing that plugin. So let's hit install. All right, let's hit activate. All right, you see the plugin is activated. So now let's go into where we see contact forms. Let's make sure that's the right one, because sometimes what they'll do is they'll give you multiple places. So let's hit add new. And I'm going to show you to make sure that this is set up properly. Let's click in where it says mail. All right, now where it says to, okay, let's make sure this says WordPress at your doggy, or whatever yours is. Say your doggy needs.com. All right, and here the subject line is how may we assist you, or just put my name. I'm on the wrong line already. Here the subject should be how may we assist you. Make sure you put your question mark here, and that's your subject. Okay. This email was sent from form on, and the site title is Your Doggy Needs. And the site URL, let's just copy this information here, and let's put that there. All right, now, and let's hit save. Just hit save. Now we need to go back and get our code. All right, you see this code right here? That's your form. All right, so do Control A. Well, I guess we won't do that. This let's copy it. Right click. All right, let's come over here. And the first thing we want to do is create our single structure, because of course we want to bring in a banner. We want to keep that consistent flow. We want to make sure that we're providing the best looking site that we can. Okay, now we want to bring in a banner. Let's drag this over. All right, now I have the perfect picture that I found on Pixabay. And that's this one here. How the dog is leaning his head on the laptop. I think that's an awesome picture. All right, that's not what we want. Let me drag it in again. All right, now that looks great. All right, the next thing we want to do is bring in another single structure, and we want to bring in a spacer. All right, now hit the VH and let's make this 5. All right, the next thing we want to do is bring in another single structure, and we want to, let's see, let's bring in a title, and let's just bring in our code right here. Let's see if our code works. All right. So now what we want to do is we want to bring in our shortcode widget. So let's do a search for shortcode. Drag it in here. We want to drag it in the second one because remember the first one is our divider. And all right, so now we're going to, this is how we have added our information. So we can go back to our page and we can make any changes that we want. We could, we're going to change this button when we go into the customize and we start changing up a lot of our fields, but we just want to make sure that we have a contact us page. And I picked this picture of the dog because it's like the dog is telling you, go ahead, make that purchase, buy me the dog treats. So let's click apply and let's hit publish. And then we're going to view our page in another window. Okay. And then we're going to start building out our menu. We're going to build out a simple menu. We're going to build out home, about us, and then we got to build out some more pages. So for now, this is how our, let's hit publish and let's hit preview. All right, let's preview the page. And this is how the page looks. And I might come back through, make this picture smaller. It's a number of things I can come back to and make it work. But so far, the site is looking really, really good in my opinion. All right, now let's exit out of here. Let's exit out of this page here. Let's go back into pages. And we want to create another page. We're going to create a simple page here. Pages is further up. Okay. So the pages that we want to create will be our terms and conditions page. And we want to build out our privacy policy page. And in addition to, we're going to build out our shipping page, and we're going to build out so we're going to just keep rolling on with the pages. So for now, what we're going to do is we're going to come back to this order form, and we're going to create a form called not about us. That's done. Let's see. Which one we want to do that? So let's build out a page called returns and refunds. So let's build out this page first. So let's come over here and let's call the page returns and refunds. Let's come down to template and let's create where it says elemental full width. And let's click Changes may not have been saved. That's fine. All right, now. All right, so the changes was not made. Let's go down to settings because we need to make this a full width, not settings. Let's make this elemental full width because as you see, this page is not full width and we want the page to be full width. All right, now the first thing we want to do is create our single structure because we're going to bring in our full width page. All right, let's click these 9 dots. Let's click banner and let's drag this one in. All right, let's find another picture. So this picture, I'm going to bring in basically a human and his pet, basically. All right, that's not what we wanted, but it's a nice picture. The picture is definitely what we want. All right, let's hit insert. All right, that's looking good. Now, we want to bring in our single structure because we want to have a little spacer here. All right, and the spacer we want to just be 5. That's it. We don't want it too space. Well, it's this one. Okay. I'm not liking the way that look. Let me bring back in the spacer. Okay, let's bring in here and let's make this smaller. It's acting crazy right now. All right, let me bring in one more spacer and let's keep moving. I don't have time to play with it. All right, let's make this 10. Okay, perfect. All right, now let's bring in another space, one structure. And in this case, we want to bring in a heading. And in this heading, we want to make it a H1 tag. We want to center it. All right. We want to make the default size large. We want to go to style. Let's go to Archivo. Let's make this Archivo. All right. Let's make the color brown. All right. Now, we want to call this returns and refunds. And let's keep a consistent flow. Let's make it capital. Okay, now let's bring in another single panel. Let's make the default text. Well, I'm skipping steps. I'm sorry about that. Let's bring in an editor tab. Now, let's go ahead and make the default. Let's change up things here. Let's make this black. Let's make the typography poppins. All right, now let's come back over here and let's drag in all of our information. And the good thing is we already had a lot of this information already crafted. So you can just take your time and you can look at a lot of the information that I have and just go ahead and just revamp the information. Like, you don't want to leave none of my information in. Of course, you want to make sure you're making it fit for you and your company. All right. Let's bring this up. All right, let's bring this up. Let's put these in bullet points. Okay. All right. This that's the downfall when you download a lot of these Grammarlies. They're going to be involved in every step of the way when you are building out your site. So, but you want to make sure your website is grammatically pleasing. All right. Okay, let me see something. All right, we still got some ways to go, and I made this go down and center all of the tabs. Okay. Let's go to style, and let's see how it looks centered. Okay, I like it better centered. Let's see. Okay, let's see. I may have to let me center it and then put the bullet points on. All right, so let me remove the bullet points. And let's go back in and let's center the tabs and then put the bullet points on. All right, now let me come back in. And let's put the bullet points in the... All right, still ain't working. Okay, now, because it's not the way I want it, let me make everything go back to the left. All right. All right, so I'm not going to make a big deal out of it. I'll come back through and fight with it some more. But now let's go ahead and put our Shop Now button and let's put our Contact Us buttons. So let's go ahead and put in a double structure. All right, let's make it brown to be consistent all the way through the site. All right, let's bring in our buttons now. It's justified. And let's bring in this button and do the same. All right, now let's come in and let's change this button here. Let's make it yellow. All right, so let's make this Contact Us first. Okay, and let's come into style. And in style, of course, we want to make this our Chavo. Let's keep it consistent all the way through the site. Okay, let's turn this green to yellow. And let's make the text color black, of course, like we have done all the way through the site if you've been following the whole video. Okay, and let's do the same here. Let's make this black. And let's make this buy now. Let's come up to style. Let's make the typography archival black. All right, let's make the color black, of course. All right, and let's make the text color yellow. And we're just keeping the site consistent all the way through. Now, let's save and preview the site. Well, let's publish the page and then preview the site. Let's see how it looks. All right, this is looking good. And all the way through the site, I'm keeping a consistent flow of colors all the way through the site. In my footer, I think I have it yellow with black text because I want my top page and my footer to have a similar color layout. Okay, now let's create our next page. And the next page we will create is, and we'll call this page orders. And then we got to create one more page called delivery. So we want to create all 3 pages. Although we put it in facts, we want to make sure they have their own page. And we'll call this how orders. Just keep it simple. And while that page is loading, let me go to Pixabay and let me see if I can find another picture for my delivery, my shipping and delivery page. Okay, let's just call it dogs in shipping. Let's see. Let's see if they got any dogs on ships. I think that'll be pretty cool. All right, let's see what we have. I like this picture where the dog is looking at the ship. It's like he's waiting on his package to come. But let's see what else we have here. Here's another dog. It's like waiting on the ship. But I think I'm gonna use this picture here for just to keep the speed up the video. It's like this dog is waiting on this package to arrive. So this would be a good picture for your shipping and receiving page. And while this picture is downloading, let me come back to the pages. Now let's create another page. Now, so we have returns and refunds. Let's call this page orders. All right. Just trying to multitask here. All right. So now that has downloaded, let's exit out Pixabay. I think this page is looking really good. Returns and refunds. Just keeping all of the pages looking legit. There we go. Finally. All right, let's go to orders and name this page orders. All right, now let's set up our orders page. And we're going to follow, and we're going to just call this page simply orders. We're going to come down here and scroll to the bottom, and you see where it says default template. We want to make sure this says Elementor full width. And then we're going to go over here. Let's publish the page, and then we're going to go in and edit with Elementor. Okay, so once we get the page up, the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and bring in our banner. And then after this page, we're going to set up our shipping and, I believe it's the shipping and receiving page. And then we're going to go over and set up our privacy policy and our terms and conditions. All right, next. Okay, so here, let's bring in the one structure panel. All right, so we're going to click on these 9 dots, and we're going to click on banner. All right, let's drag in our banner. All right, and the picture that we want to use for the banner, let's see if I dragged it in. It's not there. So let me come in this folder, and all of the pictures that I've used, so I don't get confused, I put it in this. I created a folder in my Dropbox called Use Pictures, but I'm gonna drag in this picture here. All right, let me try that again. All right, now let's go ahead and insert. And look at that. That's an amazing picture. Amazing picture. All right, so let's bring in another one panel structure. And remember, we're going to separate a little bit. And let's go ahead and bring in a spacer. All right. And we want our spacer to be a little thinner. 10 will be good. All right, let's bring in another one panel. And this is going to be for our text box. All right, let's bring in the header font. Let's make this an H1 tab. All right, let's increase the size to large. And let's just simply call this orders. Or placing orders. Let's call it placing orders. All right, now let's make sure our color palette is up, and we want to change that font type to brown, so we can keep the consistency going on this on the website itself. And we're going to change the typography to Archivo Black. All right, perfect. Now we're going to bring in another panel, and then we're going to drag in another folder and that's the text editor. Let's try it again. All right, now let's go back to our information, and let's drag everything in this folder. All right. Let's start from the top, and let's make sure everything is looking good. And then we're going to change the word, change the content to black instead of gray. And then I'm gonna center the header, the header title, and I'm gonna center the content. But right now this is looking good, and of course I'll go back through and I'll have my team look over my grammatical structuring of the font. But for the sake of this video, we're gonna just keep going. All right, now let's go to style. Where it's gray, let's make black. And black is, remember, just the pound sign with 6 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, perfect. Let's center everything. All right, and I think everything is looking good so far. All right, and I want to center this information as well. Okay, now we want to bring in the to panel so we can keep that same structure like we have done on every site. And this one is going to be shop now, and this one is going to be contact us. All right, so let's click on our 6 dots. Let's come up to style, and where it says background type, we're going to make this brown. And just remember, when you're building a website with WordPress, it's no shortcuts really, honestly. If you want your website to look good, you're going to have to follow the steps. And that's why this video is so long, because it just takes so much time to build out a site. And to be quite frank, if I didn't prep a lot of this information, this video will probably be 6 hours. But because I prepped a lot of the information and went ahead and cut out the pictures and I just did certain things with the video, before I started this video. That's why we are going at a quicker pace. But building a website could take a month. For some websites, it can take 2 months. It just all depends on, let's call this buy now. All right. And over here is contact us. And a lot of times, the reason why it takes so long to build that website is because when your client don't have the information ready, they know that they want a website, they have this vision, but if you don't have the information ready, then it's going to take forever to get done. All right, remember this is Archivo, and we want to keep a consistency flow. So on my site, I'm using Archivo and I'm using Poppins as the 2 font types that I'm using. Okay. And let's make sure this is right by now. All right, now let's change the background of our button. All right, and let's do our text color. Okay. All right, this is looking great. Now, let's scroll up first. Let's view the page, and then let's hit save. And then after we hit save, we always want to review your page. So, preview the page. So hit this eyeball here, and let's view the page. And then we're going to go to our delivery page. Okay, look at this. That dog that looks like a Frenchie, looks great. Come down, and of course I'm gonna proofread everything like I said, and look at the bottom. So on every page it has a consistency of the same. Buy now, contact us. So the buy now, I'm gonna send them to the shop page every time. All right, now let's go and create our next page. In this page, and I'm using the same information that's in the facts page. So people can go to individual pages or they can go to my facts page. So this page we will call, let's call this shipping and receiving. All right. All right, let's create another page. All right, shipping and receiving. Before E. All right, now let's come down here and let's make this Elementor full width and let's hit publish. All right, now let's click edit with Elementor, of course. We're going to do that again. And once again, we're going to build out our next page, which will be all right. So we can close out of this page actually. All right, come back over here. Let's bring in our one panel structure. Click on your 9 dots. All right, so that's not what we're looking for. All right, let me click on banner. I want to bring in a banner. All right, so this one is the final picture. Did it again. All right, when you're dragging in your picture, make sure that it turns blue before you let it go. Here we go. And I'm gonna have to come back through my pictures and remember your doggy needs dash shipping and receiving. All right, now let's go ahead and insert the picture. And wow, that's looking amazing. All right, now let's bring in our one structure again. So you let it go, and let's bring this down to 10. Bring in our one structure again, and let's bring in the heading. All right, let's make this tag H1, and I know I'm being repetitive, but you know, it's building websites. A lot of times you're going to be repetitive. All right, let's go to our here, and let's just title it shipping and receiving. All right, let's make this extra large. All right, typography. Remember, we're going to make this our travel black so we can have that consistency going on in the site. Okay, now we want to bring in our color swatch, which would be brown. All right, let's bring in another one, single panel. Let's bring in our text editor. Now, we don't want that yet. All right, we can come over here. We can change the typography to Poppins. And I'll go back through. If I didn't do that on some of the other ones, I'll go back through, of course. Before I start displaying this site, I'll go back through and make sure that that is done properly. All right, we're going to center the tabs. All right, we're going to come in here and let's copy everything that falls under delivery page. And the combination of fonts that I'm using is our Chavo Black and Poppins. So I think that's an amazing combination. But you can go online and see what combinations might work best for you for the website that you want to build. There are websites to say what is a good combination for me. Okay. And now I'm gonna go back through and add bullet points and make everything looks great. All right, now let me scroll up. Let me put this information in bullet points. All right, looking good, looking good. And we'll put this information in bullet points as well. All right, I'm gonna bold this information and make it italicized. All right, now. All right, now let's scroll down and see what we have. All right, we're gonna have to uncenter this because of the bullet points, but this is gonna come out great. All right, so let me come over here. All right, so let me bring in my contact us and shop now information. So let's bring in the two panel. All right, let's make this brown to keep that consistency from the home page. All right, bring in my buttons. And while I'm doing that, let me go and copy my yellow swatches. All right, bring in my buttons. Bring one here. And let's bring in a button here. All right, so let's make this by now. Typography or Chavo. Color. And this font yellow. Okay. All right, let's make the font color black. And I think that's it. I think it's already in Orchavo. Okay, perfect. Now, let's update. And let's preview the page. So on every page, I'm putting a call to action on every page. All right, now let's go and create our privacy policy and terms and conditions. And then we're going to create our menu. All right, so let's go back to pages. All right, now, like I said early in the video, when you download WooCommerce on your computer, it automatically will create a privacy policy page for you. But honestly, we don't want to use this information. So we're going to go in and we're going to delete everything here. So I'm going to do Control A. And I'm going to just delete everything. We still want it to say privacy policy, of course. All right, I'm going to come down here and make sure it's Elementor full width. And then I will come over to Elementor and let's publish it first. Let's publish the page. And then I'm going to go over to edit it with Elementor. So while the page is, while we're going to head over to Elementor, let's go to this following tab. We're going to generate our information, our privacy policy, by going to this website. I'm going to let my page load first because for some reason the computer is not going as fast as I would like. All right, let's go to Get Terms. .io. All right, so on this page is just plain for now. Now, generate a privacy generate a privacy policy for your website in under 2 minutes. And what we're going to do is just do a basic one. So let's click the free. All right, so what we need to do is we need to drag in our website information. Company name, your doggy needs. Location is Georgia. Email address is support@yourdoggyneeds. All right, tailor your privacy policy. Website collects personal information. All right. What do you use your personal information for? All right. My website uses third-party services. My website uses cookies. My website targets kids. Absolutely not. Privacy contact name. I'm going to put my name there. contact method for your privacy policy, and then just put support at your doggy needs. All right. Now, I understand and agree to the terms. Notify me of policy updates. So now let's generate it. All right. Your privacy policy. All right. Your policy is valid use on one domain. Feel free to edit it as you like. Policy review. Please review your policies before adding to your website. All right. So if you see, we have a privacy policy. And I should have went back a date, but I'll go back and I'll do that on a later time, and then we'll come down and it say pay terms of service is paid. All right. So we'll copy all of this information. Let's copy to the clipboard. All right, now, and that should have been .com actually. I guess I jumped the gun. All right, now let's come in. Let's bring in a one panel structure, and let's bring in our header information. And then what we want to do is we bring in a full panel again, and we want to bring in our text editor. All right, that's looking good. I'm going to remove this information here because I don't want it to be redundant. All right, let's take it up. All right, let's make sure everything is flowing like it's supposed to. And I'm going to come through and I'm going to bold information. I'm going to come through and bold them. And then I'm going to center everything once I'm done with that. All right, let me bullet point these. Well, let me take them out of the bullet point because I want to center everything. All right, the site is looking good. At a later time, I may go back and just pay for the terms of use, but for now, for the sake of this video, I'm just going to put in my privacy policy for now, and then we'll keep going recording because we still got to create our footer, we got to create our menu, and we have to bring in some products for a shopping cart. So we still got a long ways to go in the video before we finish. But if you want to have a legit looking website, then you got to follow the steps. You cannot make a shortcut in all of the things that you're doing. All right, and this should be .com, of course. Now, let me go back up and go to style. Let's make this black. All right, perfect. I'm gonna change these dates. Let's go and make this January. Let's say the 4th. Let's go back some time. What the hell happened? All right, let's see. All right, this information here. Let's make this H1. Let's center it. Let's call it privacy. Policy. Let's make this extra large. And let's make it brown. And then let's change the font type to a charcoal. All right, looks good. All right, now let's center all of the information here. All right, now it's looking good. Let's hit update and let's preview the page. All right. You know what? I'm gonna keep this page consistent. I'm gonna bring in my 2 panels also. All right, let me go to brown. Because I want you to be able to navigate through my site in multiple different ways. All right, so let's make this brown. Let me go to my yellow. And all right, let's make this contact us. Let's come over here and make this yellow. Let's make this archival black. And let's make the color black. All right, let's make this black. Archival again. Make it black, and now let's make this yellow. Let's keep that consistent flow going through your site. Okay, now let's see the font type here. This need to be Poppins, and I don't think I did that. All right, now I'm gonna update, and then I'm gonna generate. I'm gonna preview the page again. All right, now that looks great. That looks great. Okay, now Exit out of this. Okay, on this page, because it's want me to pay for the services, I'm probably just gonna have to pay for that at another time for the sake of this video. And it's $25 standard. Well, it's $10 if I want to get my terms of services. All right, so the sake of the video, let's keep going. All right, now let's go ahead and build out some kind of menu. Okay, to build out a menu, we're going to go to Appearance, Menus. All right, so the information that we want in our menu, first we need to name our menu main menu, and then create the menu. Now, the first thing we want in our menu is we want our home page. So let's view all. Let's put the home page in, add to the menu. Next, we want to add our About Us information. Okay. We want to add our facts. And we're not going to add everything to the menu. We want to add our shop. And finally, we want to add our Contact Us information. All right. And let's click Save. Now, we need to point this menu to a location. So to do that is, let's go into Manage Locations. And we want to bring it in to main. And let's click Save. And when we bring in categories and products, we're going to have more information in the footer. So the terms of use, privacy policy, orders paid, shipping and receiving, returns, all of that information will go in the footer. But for the sake of this video, let's hit refresh and let's see if our menu appears. All right, now you see that the menu is there now. Not only is the menu there, you see our shopping cart tab is there as well. Now, I'm thinking, do I want my all right, let's just keep going. I'm thinking, I know I need to change some the colors on the page to fit the brown and yellows that I have been using. The brown, yellows, and blacks all through the page. So I know this blue needs to be at least yellow or brown. So I'm gonna show you how to change out the colors all throughout your site in just a minute. But I wanted to show you how it would look to have the menu, at least some kind of menu here. And of course we can add more information, but for now we just gonna let's click to show you everything is there. All right, and it's looking good all the way through the site. All right, now let's go back to in the back end of the dashboard, and now we want to do some color changes. And to do that, we in appearance, let's go to customize. And we're going to make quite a few changes, and we got to work on the footer. Then we got to bring in our products. All right. Just a moment while this loads. It takes forever sometimes to get to this area. All right, now let's start looking out through the customize, because there's a lot of things that you still can do to your website, honestly. It's just not one thing you can do. You can do multiple things. All right, so let's start looking in the back end. once this page completely loads, all right, so in this area is where you look at your site title and your tagline. So for the tagline, I have what is called, we have great items for your doggy. And in this area, we can add in our favicon as well. So let's do that. And the favicon, site icon is all the same. All right, so now that we have brought in our favicon, and all we're going to do is now is click the publish button. All right, now that that's published, let's go back. And let's go to general options. All right, now that we're in general options, let's look at, well, we're not in general options. Let's start looking at a lot of things that we need to change to the site. First of all, I know for a fact that we need to start changing around our color palettes, because I don't want to use that blue for sure. All right, now we're going to change out our footer. Remember we spoke about that. The WooCommerce, let's click here. We have our site notice that we could change. But we'll get to that once we start bringing in our pictures. Let's go back. All right, now let's start building out our categories. I mean, not building out our categories. Let's start building out different menus for our footer. So in order to do that, I want to have one particular category for all of the products that we're going to offer on the site, where not the products, but the categories where the products will fall into. So number one, we got clothing and shoes. All right, we have collars, feeding, all right, we have grooming, we got toys, and lastly, furniture. And of course, there may be other categories in the future, but I want to go and start building out our footer. Now, in order to do this in Notepad, what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up this page, and I'm going to come through and I'm going to start copying all the links. And it's a tedious task, honestly. And as you see, honestly, is nothing. All right, so for this one, I can just copy this. And to speed up the pace, I know that this is going to be furniture. For example, where I left out the end, that's not going to work. All right, I'm going to copy this. And I know that this one is going to be toys. All right, come down. This is going to be grooming. All right, I got collars. Let's put collars here. And lastly, feeding. All right, now, when I drag in any products, I want to bring them into these 6 categories. All right, now, what I want to do now is I want to go to appearance. And I want to create a menu I want to create specific menus. All right, now we already have our main menu, which we will place in the footer, and that's home, about us, fact, shop, contact us. Now, the second menu, we're going to have 3 menus in the footer. So let's go and create another menu. And we want to name this Shop Now. All right, let's hit create. And for this specific area, what we're going to do is we're going to go down to custom links. And I know you see one that says categories, but I don't want to use that. I want the custom links. So my first custom link I'll have is, let's see, copy and paste. And let's call this collars. And I'm going to add that to the menu. So that's the first one. The second one is clothing and shoes. All right. So drag that URL in and call this clothing and shoes. All right. Next, we have feeding. All right. Hit add. All right. Next, we have, let's see, furniture. Then I'm going to do grooming, then toys. All right. Let's spell this the right way. All right. Grooming. I almost butchered that one. All right. Grooming. And lastly, let's go to toys. All right, let's hit save. All right, let's create another menu. In this menu, we're going to call this one they'll just call it, for keepsakes, let's call it privacy. All right. And it'll say create menu. And under this category, let's see what we're going to put here. I haven't created the terms and conditions page, but that definitely would go under this category. So I click all. So of course we want to have the privacy policy to go under this page. I want the shipping and receiving to go on this page. And for now, it's just going to be those two, because when I bring in my terms and conditions or terms of use, that will fall under this. So I'm going to hit save. All right. Now, let me make sure that's saved. Let me save it one more time just to make sure that it's saved. Well, it's still spinning. because 3 tabs are going under this. All right, now let's create one more. And you see privacy has been updated. And now let's create one more. Let's call it just simply all about orders. All right, still saving, I guess. No, no, it's been updated. Okay, so let's leave. All right, so let's call this all about orders. And let's create it. So here we're going to have this to say orders, returns and refunds, shipping and receiving. I believe that's okay. Make sure I got this right. Orders, returns, shipping. I believe these are the 3. And I'll fact check myself. All right, let me check this one just to make sure. Let's save this menu first. All right, let's check my other menu. All right, let's go to privacy. I just want to make sure that I'm not using repetitive tabs. Yep, I did. All right, so let's go back to the other one and remove that tab. All right, let's remove this one. And let's bring in another tab because this one is going to be like 3, 3, and 3. So let's bring in a tab called My Account. All right, let me scroll down and I'm going to capitalize the A in account just to give it an even flow. All right, now we have 3 menu setup. So here, let's go to our widgets. So for the first widget, let's sit here, add a widget. So for here, I'm going to click here and I want to bring in my logo. All right, want to bring in to the left. All right, and let's publish it. All right, and we got to wait. Wait while it's working. And let's see what happens here. All right, it's still working. And let's see what happened. Okay, see our logo is here. Now, the next thing I want to do is I want to click back. Let's click footer 2, and we're going to add a widget. And the widget that we want to have is a custom menu. All right. So let's find our menu that we want to use. And this one should be main menu. All right, that's main menu. Let's click here. All right, so let's call it main menu. All right, so the menu link is as so. And I'm most likely going to change the color of the footer. But for the sake of this video, let's keep going. Let's go back and let's hit publish. All right, so this categories actually came to the footer. I don't know if I'm going to leave it like that. Let's hit menu. Custom menu. And I don't know why it's not bringing in my other menus. Everything has been saved. Let's see. See, updated. So it's been saved. All right, so let's exit out of here and come back because we're going to have to make sure that all our menus are on display because this is the way we want it. And they say changes will be lost if I navigate away, but that's fine. I can fix it back. All right, let's go back into appearance. Let's go to customize and let's try to do it again so we can make sure everything is working the way that you want it. All right, please be patient while it loads. All right, now let's go back into widgets. And it says be patient while it loads. All right, let's go back out. I think I'm looking for footer widgets. I'm in the wrong area. I apologize. So we can look at the progress. I love to look at the progress when I'm making changes to the site. And this is the way it's looking so far. All right, it's taking longer than usual, and I apologize. But let's get back down to the nitty gritty and let's finish building this site so we can get it out finished. Okay, now we're going to put in our copyright information that's down in the footer, and then we got to bring in our other two menus. All right, so now that I'm here, I have some information that I had and you can just take your time and copy this information to make it look more legit for you. And like I said before, anytime you make a change, make sure you publish it. All right. Now let's go back. Let's go to widgets. Let's go to footer widgets. All right, let's go and scroll to the bottom and let's see if we can bring in our other two menus. And if not, we'll just keep going. And matter of fact, I showed you how to bring in your footer menu. We don't necessarily have to bring it in for the whole site. Let's go over to AliExpress and let's start importing at least one product so I can show you how to do that. And there's some things will just probably be created off camera. But now that you know how to bring in your footer menu, let's go to AliExpress. Let's scroll up here. Let's get out of here to the customize. And now let's focus on AliExpress. So the first thing I want to do is log in, because you're going to need an account with AliExpress. All right, let's slide over. Let's make sure that I'm legit. And let's put in your so they know that you are not a robot. And let's sign in. All right, now that we're here, let's make sure that our tab is intact, our Ezusy tab, because now we want to bring in a product. And the product that I want to bring in, let's just bring in the Pooper Scooper. And when you bring in this product, remember this is the one that I have on my home page. All right, so this particular seller, because there's more than one seller that's selling this product, you want to make sure you're bringing in the seller that's have quite a few sales. So let's click here. And because I'm based in the United States, I want to click this tab that says United States, because a lot of negative effects of doing drop shipping is when it takes too long to get your products over to, and I'm going to block that, over to your clients. So as you see, this product, and let's do that again, the shipping and handling is $4.99. To the United States via USPS is 4 to 7 days. So that's a good product. That's a good product that you can offer on your website. All right. So what I want to do is I want to import this item. All right. So I want to hit my Ezusy tab. So I'm importing this item using Ezusy. All right. Now, let's see if this product is over in my shop, in my WooCommerce area. Because if it is, we want to make changes. So let's go to products. Let's go to all products. All right. So now you see that it so far you see that it's not there. So let's go back and see what happened. So it's importing the Ezusy. I shouldn't have hit that twice. So let's log into our Ezusy account. And let's log in. All right, let's log in over here. All right, let's go over to products. And it's saying that you do not have any push products. So let's find out why I'm not having any push products. Nothing is supported. Okay, so now that our product has been imported, let's go ahead and click on this product itself. So let's select. Now the product is being pushed over to my store. And that's where I will go over and make changes. I'll change the title. I'll change just a number of things I will change. So we're not going to spend time importing thousands of products. We're just going to import one product so we can bring a closure to the video. And it takes time because they got to upload the pictures, got to upload the content. Just a lot of things these need to be updated to the product itself. All right, now let's view it. And this is the way that the product would look. Of course, I'm going to come in, I'm going to make a whole lot of changes to this product because one, I don't like how the product is just sitting on the side. I want the product to be, in the middle of the page. So let's go into our site itself and let's go to all products. All right, so we need to put this product in a category as well. So remember, we clicked on the Ezusy tab. We opened up our Ezusy account, our dashboard, and then we push the product onto our WooCommerce products area. And we're going to call this a foldable pooper scooper with one roll of, let's call it of, decomposable bags. All right, now we're going to get rid of all of this other information. We're going to come down, and we definitely don't want this information because you don't want to be, we're just probably going to get rid of most of this information here. All right, category we want to have this is grooming. And a lot of this information I'm going to get rid of because I want to bring in my own pictures. But I just want to show you the things that you want to do. So I'm going to delete most of this information, all of those pictures, because if you're selling this product, you better believe tons of other people are selling them as well. Because actually, I want a lot of the information to be here in the product short description. So I'm not going to spend too much time doing that in this video because it's going to take too long. But you want to make sure that you are doing what you are supposed to do to make your product stand out and you don't come off looking spammy. So I'm going to delete all of these pictures. I want to delete all of this. And when you are done with your products, and I just want to bring in one product in my store, what you're going to do is hit update. And then next, you want to come over to your. Okay, now let's go ahead and update our permalinks. So all you got to do is click here. And click OK. And hit update. And then after we do that, all we're going to do is scroll down, and I'm going to show you how the product ultimately turned out. Okay, still updating here. After we look at our product, the next thing that we're going to do is go in and put in our payment information. And then we're going to have a website that's going to be ready to rock and roll. All right, so in the second half of the product, I put the specifications of this product. For example, if you want to ship to Spain, it's 1 to 10 days, Germany or German, 5 to 10, France, 1 to 10, United States, 1 to 7. Let's scroll down so you can see the product. I updated the picture. I kept in the pictures to show you how the product would look when you're pulling out the bag and things like that. Okay. And I put in some information here. So when we go over here, let's preview the product. Or they say preview changes. Let's click here. And ultimately, this is how the product looks. Foldable pooper scooper with 1 roll of decomposable bags. Okay. That's how the product looks. That's how the descriptions and specifications turn out. And if you see, it's a one good thing about it is the actual shopping cart goes with you. So as you scroll, it still allows you to select your options. And you scroll down and voila. So we're getting to almost at the ending of building out our the shell of the site. And then the next thing that we're going to do, and I'm just going to show you how the site is looking now. And then the next thing what we're going to do is we're going to go in and put in our payment information. And after we put in our payment information, the site should be ready to start accepting payments. All right, let's scroll down. As you can see, a lot of the site has been color matched. All of the blues have been gone. All of the font types are either Archivo black or is Poppins. And that's how the site looked totally. This is the footer. So the site is looking amazing. I got the main menu, then I got the shop menu, then I got the store information. All right, now let's go into the back end again. Let's click on dashboard. All right, now what you want to do in the dashboard, you want to click on where it says WooCommerce, and we want to wait until it says settings, and let's go to settings. All right, once we're in the settings, you want to make sure that, first of all, in the general information, you want to make sure that you have all of your address included. You don't want your store to look spammy, so you want to make sure that everything is looking legit. You want a phone number so people can contact you, because this is a real business. If you're really thinking about getting the drop shipping, Get you a virtual store. You could probably get you a virtual store for like $9.99 a month. Or if you want a virtual store, a virtual address and a phone number, it probably is going to be like $69 a month. But if you making the money and making the sales, then it's definitely something that you should attain. Now, what we want to do, since we're here, all right, let's go up top to payments. All right, now that we're in payments, it's a number of things that you can do in the back end. But let's see here. What we want to do here, you see that it says WooCommerce payments, direct bank transfers, check payments, cash on delivery. So the first thing we want to do is we want to go to PayPal Standard, and you want to slide this information over. Next, you want to go and click Setup. All right, so in the back end of payments, you see here I have checked automatically enable PayPal Standard. All right, now what you want to realize is if you put your site in PayPal Sandbox and you click enable, then what you need to understand is that's going to be like a developer account, and basically you putting your website into test mode so that you can go through a full payment to see if everything is working the way it's supposed to. All right, now where it says enable IPN, this is where you can automatically through PayPal indicate refunds, chargebacks, cancellations, and all you're doing is merging your account. All right, now payment action and URL goes here, and then API credentials. So I'm gonna go into my PayPal and I'm gonna retrieve this information. But for now, my PayPal information, support@yourdoggyneeds.com. These type things is what you're gonna need. All right, now next, let's click on payments again. We're gonna leave. We're not gonna make any initial updates. I'm just showing you how to put in your payment information. All right, now where it says WooCommerce payments, this is if you have Stripe or anything like that. Let's scroll down and let's click this button because we do have a Stripe account. Honestly, we might not. Well, let me just keep going. All right, where it says WooCommerce payments, accept credit cards, easy way, no setup fees, no monthly fees. So you'll click setup. And in another video, I'm gonna do a video talk where we speak about niches, and I'm gonna do a video where we speak about how much you should charge per product. All right, so when you into WooCommerce payments, it's powered by Stripe. So of course you're gonna need a Stripe account. And let's just go to Stripe. This is how you can accept online payments. Just showing you payments infrastructure for the internet. This is a good way. And these are some of the brands that accept Stripe: Instacart, Shopify, Google, Salesforce, Amazon, Lyft, Zoom, and Slack. So they actually are the payment gate, well, possibly one of the payment gateways that those platforms are using. But the good thing about it is we do have a Stripe account, but let's just go over the details and go back over to the site. So what we will do is, because we got a Stripe account, we have an LLC, we'll put in our mobile number or your phone number, you'll put in your email, then you'll hit next. We're not going to go through all of the steps in this video, but I'm just showing you this is how you will set up your account. It's free to have a Stripe account, just like any payment accepting tool. Be on the lookout where they will accept, where you're going to have to pay fees. So the fees that you have to calculate into your brand is something that you will have to know about. So without further ado, I know this has been a long video, and I know that I'm leaving this like it's somewhat on a cliffhanger, but I definitely will do another video where I fully set up all of my payment information. I'm gonna show you how the site looks fully before I launch it. In another video, payment information shipping. We probably already over 3 hours, so I just want to finish this video showing you like some of the last tier that we have to do, and then after that, your website will be you'll be able to launch your store and make a profit. So once again, this is Antonio, and we will see you in the next video. Please like, comment, subscribe, share this video if you was able to obtain some information from it. And once again, we will see you next time.